Hey guys, it's me, Derek. Um, Tonight we are talking about, yes, Aiden, none of your business, the internet. Sorry, that's life of parenting right there. Tonight we're talking about transitioning in high school and what we have done it back then. Um, I feel a little weird about this topic, especially given today. It's November 20th, which is Transgender Day of Remembrance, and I kind of want to focus in a little bit more on that. Um, I wouldn't have back in high school because I didn't understand that I was trans back then. There wasn't much information about being transgender. Um, and if there was, I didn't know about it because I grew up in a very small town in Georgia. There's like 4 LGBT people at my school. Um, and so, no, I mean, even had I known, I probably wouldn't have. Um, Georgia is not a safe place most days. One of the videos that were circulating around the internet earlier this year in Dallas, Georgia, was that, like, that's my hometown. I could see in landmarks in the background of where I grew up, and people were shocked to see the KKK were just standing out there minding their business, not really minding their business, but rallying. And it shocked and scared a lot of people, but that's kind of the mindset my high school kind of had. I went to East Paulding High School, so I probably wouldn't have tested those limits. I was already one of few black people there. Um, I think it's important to address today's day. Um, it is a sad day for a lot of people. It's a sad day for me to reflect on because realistically, I could have been one of the 26 people that have died here in the US, or the 300 plus that have died in the world this year for just being themselves. Um, and it's still a everyday fear for me. I know me and a large group of my friends who are transgender are working very hard right now for our identity to align with our identification. So, changing our name, changing our passport, changing our ID, changing our social security, um, to make sure we're safe this time next year, because it's an overwhelming fear that I don't want to be next. I know that sounds very sad and very depressing, but I don't. Um, and as much as I can conform and blend in is what I intend to do to protect myself and to protect my family. Because I never want the leaders of this group to have to post a video that Derek's not with us anymore because someone was dumb. I mean, that's all it sums up to for me. People being dumb. I watched a good friend of mine get ordained to the church today, actually about 3 hours ago, and we laid hands on him and prayed over him one by one individually. And while I went up to him, I said, thank you for being the kind of pastor that you will be. Thank you for accepting and loving and being an ally of the LGBT community when, as a cis white male, you don't necessarily have to. And he grew up with very conservative parents, so he very much could have chose a different route, but he loves. And that's as simple as it can get. I go to a church that's about love and acceptance and supporting everyone. And that means being an ally for people you don't necessarily agree with, but you don't feel like they should be persecuted for being themselves. So on this day, I really just encourage everyone to love. I know it sounds simple, but I think love is one of the hardest things we do because many people forget the basic premise of love is it is blind. It does not see, it does not hate. It's the absolute opposite of hate. Um, and Jesus himself put himself out there in a world where all he wanted to do was encourage people. And realistically, we're being persecuted like Jesus was persecuted. Not saying that we are on the same playing field by any mean, but saying that, people are dumb and they think they know and they don't. So unless you are God in heaven yourself, stop. Just stop and accept and love. Um, well, that's it for me this week, you guys. Love you.